Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. This is iAllegedly, and this is the post-election stimulus update for small business owners. And before we get into it, I've also got a couple grants for you and some other grant ideas that you should constantly be looking at, and I will share those with you at the end. But before I get into it, please like, share, subscribe, and thank you for being here. I, for one, am glad that the election is over with, and it is irrelevant who you voted for in my eyes, because it doesn't matter. All I care about right now is what we can do to move small business ahead. And as far as the stimulus package is concerned, there's a lot of problems with this. And we did get some good news out of Mitch McConnell, who just said that the Senate is supposed to come back on the 9th, which is next Monday, and they're going to talk stimulus immediately. Now, with the election results being in turmoil right now, it's going to create a problem with this. If there would have been a clear and decisive winner, they would have had to move stimulus immediately. We would have been talking about it today. But now that's not what's happening. It doesn't look like the House is going to change the Republicans. It looks like it's going to stay in with a Democratic majority. It looks like right now that the Senate is going to stay with the Republicans. So if that stays the way it is right now and the results of the presidential election are contested, which they're going to be, it's going to drag this out. Now, Mitch McConnell stepped forward and said that he wants to immediately discuss a stimulus plan and getting it moved forward for the American people and for small business. Now, first things first, those of you out there that are waiting for an answer on your EIDL loans, or you've been given a yes or a no or a maybe, you can get an answer on your EIDL loans right now. And I want to make something really clear. If you bought anything, a car, a house, a boat, anything, and you financed it, and they told you that they were going to take 4 months to give you an answer on that, you would freak out. You would not accept that. Look at the comments. Look at the private messages that you guys don't even get to see that I get, where people get these messages from people from the SBA that they're approved and they don't know what the amount is. That is insane. That is absolutely, it's so unacceptable on so many levels. The other thing was the EIDL loan was set up from Javita Carranza's own words at a Senate subcommittee for small business entrepreneurship, that you're supposed to get 6 months operating capital. I'm seeing more people get $1,000 loans. Why on earth would you take a loan for $1,000 for 30 years? Okay. I'm going to start coming up with alternative financing for you guys, in addition to these grants that you guys can get alternative loans for, because there's a lot of them. I mean, I've used them myself for my business to grow my business. And, if you don't have to borrow the money, don't borrow the money. But, this is a mess right now. There is no decision on the grants being forgiven. There was a rumor that the grants were going to have to be paid back. That's not true right now. The grants are the grants. It was an advance from the federal government for your small business. It should have been $10,000, and it was given out and doled out as $1,000 per employee based on the number of employees you put on that app. The other problem with the SBA right now is the SBA has a real problem because they have a traditional lending unit through banks, and the banks are very upset right now. And I'll show you guys a little clip for that, where the banks are not lending money like they did in the past. In previous years, prior to 2020, banks had a huge avenue to lend people money to their businesses, and the SBA would guarantee those loans. Well, in a matter of 3 weeks, they put together the PPP program. And from April 3rd to August 8th, they had the PPP program. They lent out $525 billion to everybody. And now people are starting to have to fill out that form to have it forgiven. And that's a real mess. Again, there could be a second round of this. I would not worry about getting forgiveness right now. Those of you that are worried about making the payment, you don't have to make the payment right now until the loan is due. Talk to your accountant, your financial advisor. on any of these situations. Don't listen to me, don't listen to anybody. Get the proper answer on what you should do. But in a good world, they're going to come up with an additional stimulus program where they could come up with additional PPP money. If you borrowed that money in April or May, did you think we would be talking about this in November? None of us did. So for you to sit there and wash your hands of it now and just say, oh, it's over with, and I want forgiveness, I don't think it's a good move right now. I think you should wait to see if there's going to be more money and what the other programs are going to be. As far as EIDL grant itself, a new grant, there is no talk of that right now. There might be with a new stimulus program, but the election results for the president will throw this into a little bit of chaos right now. So again, if there is a new president that comes out of this, there will be a new administration in January or beyond. So you're going to see a lot of changes in regards to that. And again, can you hang on during this time? Can you get through this time without stimulus money? And one thing about these grants that I try to tell people is, do not apply for one grant and say, oh, this is it. I'm going to get this money. No, apply for 50. Do not pay for any grant programs. Do not anybody spamming you on my channel or any other channel that they've tried this guy or that guy. Don't listen to those people. Don't pay for things. Don't pay for services. It should be free. If you have to have a grant writer that you hire, make sure it's for a huge government grant where it's hundreds of thousands of dollars, something that's going to perpetually change your business and the trajectory in a huge, huge way. So as far as the couple of grants, we got a couple of grants for you. Let's get into that.
Now, up first, City of Belton, Texas. They just added $500,000 to their grant program. If you have a company that has less than 50 employees, you're a for-profit company, they just added $500,000 into this to give out as grants. Very simple. If you were in business prior to March 1st, you have less than 50 employees, you can apply for this grant program for between now and November 15th. There's the email contacts for this. Very simple application program. But the point is that this is the second round of money for this city. So many times people look at grants and they say, oh, there's not enough money or they rejected me. Go back and fill it out again, because time and time again they come up with additional funds that you should get. Good luck. Look into this.
Now, one of the most popular requests that I get is for a micro business, very small business, but how do I get grant money, Dan? Because I work out of my house or I have this. Well, here's a perfect one for you.
Now, if you or somebody you know is in Harford County, Maryland, they are giving out grants for childcare businesses, whether it's in-home, nonprofit, faith-based, inside of a church or whatever. You can get $7,500. And this application is good for now between December 4th, but this got me thinking, what other programs do they have? And is there any other business grants? And I found other business grants in this same county. So Harford County, you can get a $2,500 grant to $7,500 grant for a regular business too. So this program, when I go down these rabbit holes of trying to find different things, so many times I am given the opportunity for different grants. If you know of anybody that's in the childcare business, search to see if there's a grant for your childcare business, because most likely there is. And also continue the search for yourself in these different counties and your own county.
Now, this is a great lesson. Regardless of if you're in the areas that I just mentioned or not, so many times lately, they come up with more money. If you have been denied for a grant, I don't care, go back. If you have a very small business like an in-home daycare, or you have a big daycare, you can get $7,500, but look to see if there's a particular grant for the industry that you're in. You have to maximize your opportunities. I have a friend who, single guy on the dating apps, and he's doing horribly because he's got the charisma of a bowling ball, and he sets up his profile and sits there and doesn't know why nobody is reaching out to him. Again, the charisma of a bowling ball. That's his problem. And maximize your opportunities, whether it's a dating app or it's getting a grant. Apply for as many as you can. Go out, meet people. Anyways, he needs to go to the meetup groups and try different things, but we can talk about that guy later. For you, for your business, you need to maximize all the grants that you can. Do not pay for a grant writer. Do not pay for a grant unless it's a minimal fee at one of these well-respected things that wants $5, $10, $15. And if you want to pay that, pay it. But other than that, do not pay for anything. I don't endorse that in any way, shape, or form. But you should be filling these out every single day. If you live in a city that's next to an adjacent county that's giving something, find out if there are going to be any opportunities for you to get that. So many times they're not giving this money away, and the money is given out again, or they reopen it. Look at all the stuff in Arizona. Look at Texas on this video. So again, be kind to one another. There will be some sort of stimulus package. There is nothing to announce right now. Nothing, okay? It is all in limbo until next week. Hopefully, we can listen to what Mitch McConnell said, where he said, we've got to get on this right away. But what does that mean, okay? Let's hope it's quickly. But you can count on one thing, and that I'm a psycho, and that I will read 40 newspapers between now and then and be scouring every news item and talk to every public official that I can to try to figure out what's going on to benefit you in this channel. Please like and subscribe. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. And reach out with your questions. We've got our postal mailbox now. You guys can send us stuff. If you want to like, subscribe, and join our email list, please do. We've got quite a big email list now, and we'll be sending stuff out shortly on that again. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Have a great day.